Jennifer Schlueter. She quit her job as a managing editor of 22 newspapers after her first hypnosis session to travel the world while working online. She then became a hypnotherapist herself and is now helping clients heal their trauma so they can manifest their dreams, including their dream partner and their dream home.
Hi, Dawn. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
Good.
Great. I'm so happy to have you on.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, I was watching some of your YouTube videos earlier today. I
Yeah, me
found
too.
it fascinating that you left a job that you're working at as a managing editor of 22 newspapers. It's
Yes.
crazy. um, so you took a hypnosis session and then I guess you fell in love with it. Is that what happened?
So I took a hypnosis session, and that made me decide to quit my job and travel the world. The hypnosis session itself.
Oh, wow. That is incredible, honestly. That's like literally jumping into a whole new life, pretty much.
It was, yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
yeah. How long ago was it that you did that? Was it a long?
That was 5 years ago already.
Oh my God. Wow. And would you say you would never look back, or what would you say your experience has been since then?
Never, never. I absolutely loved every freaking moment of it. It was like, up and down, of course, like life is, but I would never change a thing.
Always, always it is. So now you're a hypnotherapist. Am I saying that right? Hypnotherapist? Um,
Yes.
and I first wanted, I know we're going to talk about manifesting. I know you talk about a lot with manifesting after watching your stuff and past life regression. And those two topics really stood out to me when I first was looking at your bio and everything. But I first want to talk about what hypnotherapy is, in case anyone doesn't know what that is.
Sounds
So,
good.
yeah. So, how would you explain it, I guess, in simple terms?
So, in simple terms, hypnotherapy is getting to the root cause of is to really rewire your brain for positivity, for success, and for whatever it is that you want in your life.
Oh, wow. And I mean, I think it's funny because I think we all have this image of like being hypnotized, something in front of your face. Is it something like that, or is it a different process to go through the physical?
Um, so I don't need a pendulum, I don't need a coin, I don't need anything in front of your face. All you need to do is listen to my voice, and you're
Oh,
hypnotized.
oh, I love
Um, but that being said, you are always in control, and you just relaxing. That's basically hypnosis. It's just relaxing.
So you help guide people into a certain state of
Yes.
I guess a certain level, and then that's where you're able to tap into their subconscious. Do you tap into their subconscious?
Yes, absolutely.
How many sessions does that usually take for someone working with you?
You are always right away, like when you trust me, and when you trust yourself, then you're always right away able to tap into your subconscious.
Oh, wow.
So, and you're like, if you have a good hypnotherapist and if you have very much trust in him, you can always like find a root cause like within the first, not always, but most of the time you find a root cause within one session, and you can work around so many things because with talk therapy, it takes like years and years sometimes to get to the root cause. And then with hypnosis, it's like, boom, there you are. Here you have it. So that's
Wow.
the beauty of it.
That's amazing because I think that's a hard part of a lot of this work is that, or the challenge is like getting to that root cause and figuring out what that is to be able to work on it. Some of us don't even know, and we'll talk a little bit about trauma because that's where I think you say a lot of it comes from is the trauma that we have stored. And then when we, tell me if I'm correct, when we release that trauma, that's when we can find the other things like the dream partner or the home or the life that we want, once that trauma is discovered and healed.
So I would not necessarily say once we heal it and once we discovered it.
Okay.
Discovering is always the first step. And we are always in us is unhealed, right? Or something in us is unhealed, of course, and we're never perfect. So it is part of that, yes. But the more you heal your trauma, the more you discover about yourself. Obviously, the more you know whatever it is that you want, so you can actually manifest it and you can
Ah,
attract it.
I see. Okay. So it's a whole different way of thinking about it. And I like that that is explained, because there's so much confusion around it, and I think it makes it difficult sometimes. And someone like you explaining it so in an easier way, I think it makes it a lot more comfortable for everyone to want to go and try like hypnotherapy. So let's get into the manifesting. I don't know. What do you think is better? Would you say talking about past life regression or manifesting a dream partner? Do they work together? Are they two separate things?
They can work together. They can absolutely work together. Depends on if people believe in past lives, because sometimes past life things can hold you back from manifesting something, whether that's your dream partner or whatever it is. So they can work together.
I've heard that, because someone actually said that to me. A friend of mine was talking about it, and she's very into some of this stuff. And she said some of your past, if you do believe in the past life stuff, it can be stopping you in this life with whatever it is.
Yes,
If you can
absolutely.
discover that. So let's talk a little bit about it. What is past life regression, first of all?
So past life regression is,
Mhm.
oh, sorry. So you were like the screen was doing something else.
Oh no.
Okay. Okay. So past life regression is going into your past lives, figuring out what the lesson there was, and taking this lesson into this life, so you don't have to learn it in this life anymore, basically. So you don't have to relearn it again, so to say.
Oh.
And a lot of times you can meet your soul family in past lives, or you have met them, or maybe you know somebody in this life. You're like, I wonder if I've met them before, because they seem so familiar. They seem so close to me. Like, I wonder if I know them before. And so usually it turns out that yes, you have known them before in a past life. And you can also see this in a past life regression.
Oh wow. So that could help connect things, I guess, here in this life, is if you can discover some of that from the past. Maybe
Absolutely.
make sense of the connections you have. Because I think that happens a lot, is that you meet someone and say like you have an instant connection. Suddenly you feel like you can talk to them, you're comfortable around them. So would you say those may likely be people that were from past lives, if that happens?
Yes. So if you have the feeling, if past life as a word resonates with you, and if you have the feeling, okay, this may be my soulmate, this may be my twin flame or whatever, then yes, absolutely, it is probably likely, because your soul always knows. And if your soul tells you, hey, this is my soulmate, then yes, it is. It has to do with a past life, and it comes from a past life.
Oh wow, I love that feeling. So that also ties in, I think, a little bit into our gut and intuition, is
Yes.
connecting that, which right now more than ever I feel like that's the thing that we need to tap into, and it can be a little bit of a struggle figuring out how to do that. I would assume hypnotherapy helps to do that too. Tap into.
100%.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Everything that relaxes your mind and everything that really calms your thinking mind down will connect you with your intuition.
So do you help people connect to these past lives that they, I guess, that they had? Oh,
Yes, all the time, all the time. It's
really?
beautiful. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh wow! I know. I was watching one of your YouTube videos. You were just talking. I think it was your most recent one. That someone came to you, right? I think
Oh, yeah, yeah.
a little scary one. I
Yeah.
thought that was so interesting, though. That could have. That doesn't. I know you said that's not common because you protect yourself, but that is interesting. That something so strong can come through, to apologize or to make things better, and to have like a resource like you to help do that is incredible. We need more of that to do. So how, if someone was to sit down with you and have a past life regression session, how would that work? What would they do?
So, what we do in a past life regression session is the same as in a hypnotherapy session. Is basically, I ask you questions before, what it is that you're feeling now and what it is that you want to feel. And, maybe you don't even know how you want to feel, but maybe you just want to explore. So, we go into that. And then what we will do is we will relax the body and the mind. I will do that with my voice, and all you have to do is follow me. And again, you are always in control. You are aware of everything that's happening. So, don't worry about anything of that.
Yeah.
So, and then and then I'm guiding you through different visualizations. I'm taking you into a garden or into a forest, just wherever it's comfortable, like nature. so that your mind and your body can relax even more. And once that happens, I will also give you some visualizations so that you can actually access your past lives. And then that's the part where you are able to speak to me. You will be able to tell me what's going on so I can guide you through the past life, through the different scenes and situations and moments that are happening, and then eventually to the death scene, so that you can take the most out of this past life regression, and so that you can really take all the lessons that you needed to know from the past life.
So it kind of seems like it speeds everything up rather than having to like take so much time to figure out what lessons you needed. These lessons can come up through this session with you, essentially.
Yes, oftentimes that is the case. Yeah, it's very it's a so hypnosis and anything that is working with the subconscious mind is a much more rapid kind of therapy or modality
Hmm.
than a lot of other things, just because it works with your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind is where all your habits and patterns are stored. So when you can break them, or when you can realize, okay, this is where they're from because it's from childhood, then that's when the magic happens, and when that's when it can happen faster as well as usual as other kinds of therapy.
That's amazing. Wow. I never really thought about it for tapping into past life. Like I always feel like I think of hypnosis, you know, as like um, getting over something or stopping something in your life. But to tap into the past life with it, I mean, I'm sure a lot of can come up from it. You know, a lot of different things can come up, I'm sure, through it. Um, how long is that kind of session that someone would do? The to take just like the one session to do that? Froze a little bit. Okay. All right. Did you hear
Like
that?
it's
It froze.
okay. So it's about 1 or 1.5 hours.
Oh wow. That
Hmm.
I okay. So out so like an hour and a half to do that. Do people do it with you like in person, or is it can it be they can be anywhere?
No, they can be anywhere, so it can be done online or in person. It doesn't matter.
Oh wow. Is there any like way that's better or it doesn't matter? I know how energy is, it doesn't really matter usually, but
No, it doesn't. And it depends, if you do it online, you're in the comfort of your home, so you can maybe relax better. But if you
mm,
want to be with the person, then you can relax better. So it's really up to you. It's really how much you trust yourself and the person you're doing it with. It's all about trust.
yeah, that makes sense that you're able to do that and be home and be comfortable, and then maybe even like if you wanted to, do you feel anything different afterwards? Or is anyone more tired or hungry? I know some things like that could probably come up.
That depends on each individual. I haven't heard hungry, but it depends on what happens in the session.
Hmm.
Sometimes you feel tired, sometimes you feel energized. It
Oh,
depends on the whole individual session.
oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that you can have any. I guess yeah, each person is different. So that leads a little bit into manifesting your dream partner or home or life or anything. And like you said, I think the two probably go together. But how does it work when you work with someone that says, um, you know, I want to manifest love. I want to finally get to this place in my life where I have that and I'm happy. What is that like?
So I would recommend a few things, which is first, like, look at yourself, find out who you are, what it is that you want, what is it that you don't want, and then heal your own trauma. Like, look at your past, look at your patterns from relationships, look at your patterns of friendships, look at what it is that you want, and really figure out what does no longer serve you and what you want to take with yourself into the future. And then, so really finding out what it is that who it is that you are, healing your trauma, and really not taking that shit into a new relationship. And what else? There's one more thing oh yeah, becoming open and receiving of love, because sometimes we as women, or we as strong women especially, we're like, we don't even take a compliment.
Yeah.
We don't even want a man to take care of us. But then also let the man be, and let him do the things, let him invite you, let him help you, let him, do the things, which is all about feminine and masculine energy. And so when you learn about this also, then it's beautiful. And then when you want to manifest, after these three things, you're like, you can go to manifesting. So when you want to manifest, it's all about, I wrote a list, like I wrote a 2 pages list. Everything came true except for one thing, which may still come true, who knows? It's about him being a vegan or vegetarian. It may still happen, who knows? And then I wrote down a list of how I want to feel in the relationship. And all of that came true too. So these two things are really important, because you don't only want to make it about him, right? What it is
Right.
that you want in him, but also what it is that you want for you, for yourself. How do you want to feel? And so then you have to let go of everything, like just forget everything. And then listen to your intuition. If it's giving you nudges like, oh, hey, go on Bumble, go on Tinder, go to the supermarket, or go do that. And then that's where the magic happens, when you forget and let go.
Yeah, I
Which is
think that's
the hardest part, right?
that's the hardest part. That's where you probably could tie in a little hypnosis to help, you know, to do
Yeah.
that. I feel like that is always the challenge. But I like the part where you said to make a list about how you want to feel, because we do all make these lists of the things that you want in a partner, or that you want in, your dream home, or how do you want to make money, but we never think about how we want to feel when we get those things. How will it make me feel? Will I have a home and have, big parties to have everybody enjoy time in that home, and how will I feel doing that? Or, how am I out on vacation with the love of my life, and, how do I feel when I'm there? We don't think to do that, I think, when manifesting, and that seems like a very key part to it.
Yes, it is.
um Now, do you, with your sessions, I guess they help people to manifest, to get to that point where they are wanting to manifest and maybe get stuck in the certain steps? Can they can come to you and you can work on that and help them with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. I like that I want to talk about a little bit about your YouTube channel, because it's called Mind Your Subconscious is the name of it.
Yep. Yep.
And I love the name. And I think it's a good place for people to go to see exactly what you do. And you actually give real useful information that people could start doing immediately, you know?
Absolutely.
And that to me is essential for anyone who's even looking to do any of this, is to find somewhere to start. Find a place that is easy to start. Your videos are not too long, so they're very simple to watch and kind of get an idea from, and then can lead to sessions with you, or talking to you and working with you. What are some of the things that you talk about on your channel?
So I talk about everything that has to do with hypnosis. I kind of clear up some myths, for example, or the most frequently asked questions about hypnosis. Then I also go into manifestation. I go into the subconscious mind, which are all leading up to basically you living your best life and you creating the dreams that you have, so that you can actually see them in reality. That's the main point.
Yeah, because you have all these dreams, but you want to manifest them. You want them to come true.
Exactly. Exactly.
And we want it to be easy. We don't want it. Sometimes it feels like a struggle. You're working on yourself, and it's like, I think that can get you all tied up in not manifesting, because you're working so hard to do something, to get to that point. So that, I mean, I find it so interesting. I think one of the questions that I also wanted to ask you when I watched one of your videos was, you talk about intuition and tapping into your intuition, and um, briefly go over how to do that. And I think what comes up between that is like intuition versus fear. So how do we know when we are feeling, having a feeling like, oh, I want to do this thing, but I'm not sure, or I'm just afraid, and that's why I'm not doing it, if it makes sense. So when do we know the difference between our intuition telling us to do something or not do something, versus fear telling us not to do something?
Okay, so there's a few different ways. One way is, I would say, just close your eyes and then ask your fear, hey, fear, where are you sitting? Just really talk to your fear and see where in your body it sits, hear what it sounds like, feel what it feels like, and maybe it has an image that comes up to you, as that represents fear to you. Really talk to that fear. And then you go ahead and turn down the volume of the fear. Because now you're going to ask your intuition. You're going to close your eyes again. You're going to say, hey, intuition, where are you in my body? And then you can really practice listening to your body as well. And you can see where you can find your intuition in your body. And you can see what it sounds like. You can feel what it feels like. And just really get it from that standpoint. And I also have hypnosis recordings that do that, where you can actually experience that in a hypnosis, but you can also do that by yourself. So everything that can be done in hypnosis, you can do by yourself. Like you don't need me, I'm just a guide, or, you know, I introduce you to things, but you can do anything by yourself. And then also fear always comes from a place of ego. It usually comes from a place of lack of what limiting beliefs you have from society, from your friends, from your parents, whatever. That is fear. If you think from intuition, intuition comes from love. It comes from abundance. It comes from your soul. It comes from you. It's that feeling that you get, that you just know. If there's any doubt, also in your body or in your mind, it's like it's most likely a no. If it's a full body yes. You can also test. I'm going to show this here because it's a way to test that. For some people it works, for some people it doesn't. So figure it out. So you do 2 rings with your fingers, basically. I'm going to hold it into the camera. And then you say your name. I am Jenny. And it doesn't, look, I can't part. And when I say I am 32, I can't part. And then when I say my name is Dawn.
So weird. I was saying it in my head. That is so wow.
So that's just a little thing how you can also find out with your intuition if something is true or not. Or you can ask the universe for a sign too. You can ask, hey universe, if I'm supposed to do this, can you show me a frog tomorrow? Or can you show me a frog within the next 3 days? And then you go and see frogs or not.
Wow. I love it. Those are actual real like physical tests that you can do. This is amazing that you can do that. And that really does, like, you would never think that like, how does that work? But it's just, that's incredible.
It's because whenever you're thinking about something positive or something that is true, your muscles are tensing. It's the same when you do this. When you say my name is Jenny, I can push it down. And if I say my name is Dawn, it goes down. So that's another way. Some people even communicate with people who cannot speak that way, like just doing that. And yes or no. This is a yes, and then this is a no.
Wow. That is incredible. That is such a good I love it. I love that tip because it's so it's good for even like a quick, if you're in a situation and you need to get a yes or no answer quickly.
Yes.
Something or for something to happen. That's such a great answer. Like a great way to test what's going on when you're not sure, you can't listen, or you can't get yourself to that meditation state to listen. You can do that at least to get you started. Oh, that's incredible. Love it. I love that. So I know I'm going to post where everybody can find you, but tell me or tell everyone where they can find you on the social website, everything.
So you can definitely find me on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. These are the 3 places where I really hang out. So just go and connect with me there.
And what's your name? Or is your name the same on all of those? Or just...
Yeah, it's always Mind Your Subconscious, except for YouTube. You have to type in my real name, Jennifer Schlueter. Okay. Yeah, you have to type that in.
But Mind Your Subconscious is everywhere else. That's how they can find you.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, Mind Your Subconscious everywhere else.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. This is like, I mean, this was just like touching on it. I know I'm going to get a lot of questions. I'm going to have to bring you back to do even more in depth based on what everyone asks and talks about. But it was so informative today. And I feel like you covered a lot in a small amount of time. And I'm just happy that I found you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you. It was great talking to you. We'll talk soon.
You too.
Bye.